Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going over the Inforce light that you see here. It's the WMLx. This being the high output version of the WML that's been recently released. So far, so good with it. I've had it on a shotgun, AR, now the Tavor. It's running just fine, but what we're going to do is take a look at some of the specs of it. And then up next, we'll take a look at some of the beam shot comparisons with other lights out there on the market. And that should pretty much do it. But for now, we'll keep sending some rounds down range. The lights that we're going to be using for the beam shot comparison are going to be the Surefire, the Z2S, and also obviously the Haley Strategic version of the WML, so you can compare the output in the original as well as the updated 500 Lumen model. Here you see the output from that Surefire we were showing you earlier. Pretty good light, as we see. I use it as a base for a lot of lights because it has a good output, good balanced spill, and hotspot. Now here is the 500 Lumen Inforce. You can see it pretty much washes it out. So again, Surefire over here, Inforce. You can see just how much brighter it is in the hotspot, and even the spill, much brighter as well. Again, Surefire, Inforce. Here's the output from the Haley Strategic WML that you've seen earlier here on the channel, and here is the 500 Lumen. Again, you can see the difference in the output. That 500 Lumen just ups the ante there. More output, brighter hotspot, as well as a brighter spill. Again, 200 Lumen over here, 500 Lumen over here. Side by side. Now that you guys have seen the output, let's take a look at some of the actual details and features of it. First thing you're going to notice when you look at it versus the standard WML, which is what we have over here, this is actually the Haley Strategic version, but it's just the size difference. It's a little bit larger in terms of length. It's also a little bit larger in terms of the head. The head bezel there is going to be 1.125 inches, so a little bit larger, but still relatively slim. Overall length there is going to be 5.34 inches, and with the two CR123 batteries in there, it still only weighs 4 ounces, which is extremely impressive. The big reason they're able to do that is because the body on the Inforce lights is not like most lights. They don't use aluminum. They use a fiber composite body, so it's extremely lightweight, and even with those two batteries in there, still coming in at 4 ounces like I just mentioned. You'll notice that it is O-ring sealed here, and it is waterproof down to 66 feet. Once I can get this sucker back together. It also comes with, just like the earlier version, the built-in mounting system. So when you're looking at the price of this light, which we'll get into in a little bit, one thing you have to remember is that you don't need a separate mount because it's already built into the light. So on any 1913 style rail, all you need to do is loosen this little piece right here, all the way out like I have it currently, press it in to open it up, and put it around the 1913 style rail. So we'll just use this handguard that I have kicking around right now to show you. We're just going to line it up with the slot, press it, it mounts on there, and then from that point you just tighten it down, finger tighten, and that thing is on there rock solid. As you can see, or have seen I should say, throughout the review, we've had it on several different things, both the RS Regulate BM12 mount on the shotgun, as well as the Manticore Arms rails on the Tavor, and it locks up solid on all of those. As long as you have a 1913 or Picatinny style rail, it will lock up solidly. Output, let's talk about that. First off, it's 500 lumens, as you all know and you guys saw out there. Very bright. Now, one reason it's able to do that while keeping its lightweight is due to these heat sinks up here. Like all Inforce lights that has these patented heat sinks, these things dissipate heat extremely well. That's why you don't see a lot of polymer or composite fiber lights out there. Most of those are going to be aluminum or steel because they just can't deal with the heat. But Inforce's system here does an excellent job at dissipating it and allowing them to keep that lightweight body. Now, in other versions, or earlier versions, let's say the WML, you had to select which output mode you wanted. If you wanted momentary on or high-low or whatever the case may be. On the WMLx, it ups the game here. It has this little throw lever. And with the throw lever in the forward position, as you see now, the operating modes are going to be constant on with 1 click, and then with 2 clicks, you're going to go into strobe mode. So if you prefer that type of operation, there you go. If you want momentary on, you just flip the switch to the back, hit it, and it's momentary on only. Now the light can be locked out 2 different ways. You can push this little lever up here, so that way it can't be accidentally hit. It actually can be accidentally hit, I should say, but it's less likely. Like if you're carrying it in a range bag and you don't want to ruin your batteries, you're not going to have anything bump into it and turn it on. And you can also turn the head quarter turn, and that locks it out as well. And then turn it back, and you're back in business. I was a big fan of the original WML. For those of you guys that watched that review, you already know that. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of this one as well. The price on this one has gone up a little bit over the original. This one comes to market generally around $150 to $175, depending on where you buy it, but you do get the greater output and you have all the same good features as the original. So if you want the higher output, if you need to be able to get a little more throw, a little bit more brightness indoors, this is definitely the way to go. But still nothing wrong with the original as well. 200 lumens will do well for a lot of people, so just really depends what you're looking for. As always, guys, if you have any questions about the light or anything else I talk about here on the channel, you can always post below in the comments section. You can also post over at my Facebook page. But thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.